Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Archery at Home with me, British Olympian Patrick Houston. Today I'm going to be talking to you about something which is really close to my heart, something I've learned quite a lot about, and something, frankly, I owe an awful lot of my health to, and that is breath work. Breathing properly is something that everybody can learn to do, and there are loads of exercises you can do to improve it, to enhance it, to strengthen your lungs, to improve the efficacy of your general day-to-day breathing, and loads of other really useful bodily hacks to get your body working and delivering maximum output as best you can. There's actually stuff you can do with your breath in a warm-up in high performance sport, and I'm talking more, the running really fast, lifting big heavy things sports, that actually increase the levels of red blood cells, high quality red blood cells in your bloodstream. So today I'm going to talk to you first off about Wim Hof Breathwork. Wim Hof is a Dutch guru who teaches breathwork and cold exposure to harden up the body, to increase the strength of the vascular system, to build a control and a connection throughout your body. And there's some amazing stuff that he's done. He's got world records for long-term ice exposure. He's run a marathon in the desert with no water. He's climbed Mount Everest in sandals or in shorts and a t-shirt. Some absolutely incredible stuff. And it's not just him. He has an entire huge following on both YouTube and his Facebook groups, the Wim Hof 10-week course groups, the Wim Hof course fundamentals group as well. They're fantastic. There's loads of really good resources. He already has a host of guided breathwork sessions that I would strongly recommend you have a look at. Wim Hof breathwork involves repeated rounds of big breathing. So he talks about belly, chest, head. Fill up the belly and into the chest and into the head, and then let go. He gets you to do that over and over again about 30 times. Not fast, although inside some of his method he does change up the tempos, and there's different ways you can link into your physiology through the breathwork tempo that you're doing. Anyway, you do these breaths, about 30 of them. It's a really good place to start. Some people need more, some people need less. You do about 30 of these breaths, and then you have exhalation with retention after exhalation. So you exhale, you don't force out, but you exhale and you hold the breath after exhalation, retention after exhalation. And what you'll find is you can hold your breath for a really long period of time, and there's some amazing physiological changes and benefits going on through this intermittent hypoxic state. So this lack of oxygen where you stop breathing. You breathed out all the carbon dioxide, which is the drive for you to breathe, and now your body is happy to sit there with this heightened oxygen state and let the oxygen levels deplete down while slowly the carbon dioxide builds up. The first round that you do that, you'll normally get between 45 seconds and a minute and a half. The second time you do it, the second round, so you do one round and then you do another 30 breaths and another round of holding, another round of breath holding. The second time, you're quite likely to get to about 2.5 minutes. You're quite likely to get to about 1.5 minutes no matter what your first time was. You might even be able to push on to 2 minutes. And the third time round, you can quite often push further. You can record it on a stopwatch really easily, and you can see your improvements with each time. And there's it's a really active form of meditation. You are in the moment, you're in the now, you are in your body, you are experiencing your body. The feeling is the guide, as Wim Hof talks about. And you get sucked into this really powerful trance-like state where you feel your body in a very different way, because you pumped your body full of oxygen, full of energy, and you can reach down all the way into mitochondrial level and boost mitochondrial function by this absolute flooding of oxygen and depletion of carbon dioxide throughout the entire system. You end up with your nerves tingling. You get buzzing around your body, you can get some muscular twitching, you can get sort of shoulders moving and your hands curling up inside. There's loads of different effects, and they're all incredibly beneficial. There have been a large number of scientific studies. Don't take my word for it. Check out Wim Hof, the Wim Hof Method website, and they've got links to all the documents there, so you'll be able to see them. My own personal account, I got Lyme disease last summer, and Lyme disease is a pretty nasty viral infection which can cause aches, pains, loads and loads of nasty stuff in your body, and all the way right up to neural damage where you've got tingling, twitching, things happening that you're not in control of. You can become paralyzed. You can even die from it. It's a pretty nasty infection, and most people are left with a consistent undercurrent of it. And I was able to stop it. I was able to knock it on its head and cut it back simply by the use of the Wim Hof Breathwork. I found when I was doing loads of research, because you know when you're lying in bed with your eye twitching and you're not quite doing it and your fingers moving and you're not doing it, funny enough you can't really sleep. So I end up reading quite a lot of scientific documents, and I found this word in one of them, microaerophilic, which means which means that the Bergbofferi bacteria, the Lyme bacteria, they need some oxygen, but they don't want too much oxygen. If you have too much oxygen, then they'll die. And when I read that, I was about to cancel my holiday last summer. I was due to fly out the next day when I found this word, and I went, okay, so too much oxygen, that knocks it out. I remember the Wim Hof method that I've done at different times in my career. I've done it to some very good effect. I did it in the morning in the warm up for at the halfway point during my 687 gents British record for the 720 round. So I know it can be really effective. I first learned about it in 2015, and I started practicing it almost straight away. As soon as I found that, I maybe lay on the floor breathing for 40 minutes doing these breath holds, and I was able to knock the virus back enough that things weren't constantly progressing. I wasn't seeing more stuff changing, more stuff happening in my body, because it's rather frightening having Mel Clark, the London 2012 silver medalist, Paralympian. She was on the able-bodied junior team, and then had Lyme disease, and is now a Paralympian due to it. So that's where I was frightened of, and I was having these neurological symptoms. I was having stuff happen to me after these tick bites that I wasn't in control of, and I was able to stop it with Wim Hof Breathwork. So the last little thing I'll say is go and check his stuff out. There's a fantastic free app. There's a little breathing animation to guide you through the breath. There's a 30-day challenge where he describes the cold exposure. Cold showers have fantastic effects at the energy levels inside your body. It's really, really positive. I cannot recommend it enough. You know, it may have gone as far as to have saved my life. It's definitely given me a new lease on life. It's given me more control of my own biology, more control of myself. And whenever I need to de-stress, whenever I need to dial myself back in, I've even used it. I'm keen to experiment more with using it inside my competitive warm-up. It does look very intense, which I'm quite happy with, having a rather intense looking warm-up to make me, you know, seem like the big man ready to go clobber all those top archers. Have a look at Wim Hof, WIMHOF, on YouTube. Check out the website Wim Hof Method, or he's got a fantastic app. Please go and check those out. They're fantastic exercises, great for your lungs, particularly in these times of coronavirus where we've got a lot of fear about our respiratory system. It's a fantastic idea. Why not get fit? Why not get your lungs fit, ready and capable to fight off things should the time come? So there you have it, guys. A little bit of an introduction to Wim Hof Breathwork. I cannot recommend it enough. Please go and have a look. And even if not, take a few deep breaths, hold your breath for a little bit, see how long you can hold, and then push it on from there. Anyway, I hope to see you again for a bit of breath work, maybe next week. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope you maybe get out to do some archery. I'm hopeful I might get to this weekend. And if not, stay safe and stay happy. Stay archery.